12 News at 10 starts now.
Good evening. We're starting with breaking news out of far northern Arizona. 4 people have been hit by an alleged drunk driver at a Christmas parade in the town of Kayenta. Within the last hour, Navajo police confirmed that there have been casualties, but it's unclear how many people were killed. Navajo Nation President Boo Nygren says that a, quote, young person and a pregnant woman were among those who were hit. Navajo police say the crash happened as bystanders were gathering just before the parade. The driver is in custody. Tonight we're told that both Navajo police and the FBI are investigating. 12 News is working to learn more about this. We'll have details on air and online as soon as we get that information.
New tonight, 2 construction companies here in the Valley were given heavy fines for not following safety standards after a worker died over the summer. Thanks for joining us for 12 News at 10. I'm Kariba Devine.
I'm Mark Curtis. A new report details what led to the worker dying on the job. 12 News journalist Chase Golightly is looking into that report for us tonight. Chase, what does it say?
Well, Mark Karibe, you may remember it was back in July when a 44-year-old worker died in a trench that caved in. A situation this report says could have possibly been avoided.
A recovery operation turned into a rescue mission. Crews working around the clock at a construction site near Lower Buckeye Road and 183rd Avenue to get the body of 44-year-old Ronald Baccarat Jr. out of a 6-foot deep trench that collapsed onto him.
Sad tragedy that this had to happen when it shouldn't have happened this way.
Melissa Pardue, the mother of Ronald's children, speaking with us about this so-called accidental death that changed their lives forever.
They're not really holding up much at all. So they're devastated. They're torn.
Now, these reports released by the Arizona Division of Occupational Safety and Health found failure of protective systems and hazardous work conditions, saying where Baccarat Jr. was working on the day of the incident had not been inspected by a competent person, adding that each employee that entered the excavation was not protected by cave-ins. It seemed that danger continued. This photo in the report was taken the day after Baccarat Jr.'s body was pulled out, showing 2 employees working. The problem is investigators say the excavation was not adequately protected, potentially putting more workers in danger. Arizona's Industrial Commission approved penalties against the 2 construction companies, issuing a $33,000 penalty to CS Construction and close to a $17,000 penalty to Core Construction.
Now, I spoke with Pardue over the phone about these reports. She doesn't believe the fines go far enough, wanting these 2 companies to shut down. We're live in the studio. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
All right, Chase, thank you. Right now, we are tracking 2 weather alert days issued for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. A storm system is expected to bring some rain showers to the valley, and the first round of wet weather could arrive in just 24 hours. Meteorologist Chris Dunn has our weather impact forecast.
Yeah, thanks, guys. We are tracking a whole big change, a mess of changes in our weather forecast, taking it from records to some rain as we're tracking that Christmas storm. 83 degrees today. The previous record was set more than 100 years ago. That was 79 degrees back in 1917. And that's every bit as warm as we were last December when we had the warmest December on record. So from records to rain this week in the forecast. Your Tuesday in the valley includes lots of clouds, more warmth, but no raindrops until we get after dark tomorrow night. This is 6 p.m. We're mostly cloudy, 72 degrees. And I think the rain will start in about 8 or 9 o'clock in the evening. So weather impact alert in effect for Wednesday. That's primarily for the early morning hours as our first surge of showers starts late tomorrow night. And then periods of rain on Christmas Day in the valley. Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, weather impact alert, rounds of rain, scattered showers on Christmas Day. Prepare for wet weather. Keep checking back for more updates. I'll have a closer look at our future cast and how much rain we're expecting at this point coming up in just a little bit.
All right, Chris. Developing tonight, a man and a woman are dead after what Phoenix police say was a murder-suicide. This started just after 3:30 this morning with a shooting near 67th Avenue in Lower Buckeye. 30-year-old Selena Felix was pronounced dead at the scene. Detectives later learned that this was connected to a traffic stop near Dobbins and 7th Avenue, where a man ran from a car and barricaded himself inside a home. Police say the man, identified as 23-year-old Alexis Torres, shot himself. He was taken to the hospital where he died. Detectives believe that Torres killed Felix and was pulled over while fleeing from the scene. Police also found a child inside the car Torres was driving. They say the child was not injured. It's unclear how Torres, Felix, and the child are related. Tonight, we're learning that a toddler has died after being pulled out of a backyard pool. First responders rushed to a home in Tempe near Warner and Rural. They say a 2-year-old girl was found in the pool by her parents at around 11 o'clock this morning. She was rushed to the hospital, but sadly did not survive.
12 News is dedicated to keeping you and your family safe around water, no matter the time of year. For life-saving water safety tips, you can visit 12news.com/waterwatch.
The owner and 2 managers of an East Valley sushi restaurant are in federal custody tonight, accused of housing dozens of undocumented workers and then forcing them to work long hours and low wages. Video obtained by 12 News show HSI agents arresting undocumented workers at homes in Mesa and Tempe. The homes are part of a network of stash houses that federal agents say were operated by young Lau. Lau is the owner of Sakura Sushi and Akita Sushi. Agents say Lau paid the workers less than minimum wage and forced them to work 7 days a week. Neighbors say they grew suspicious after seeing some weird things happening inside the home.
They would just line up here in the in single file line in a van and just go inside and go outside. They never used the front door. They'd always go through the side gate. They were very, quiet and just trying to stay under the radar, which, I guess they did a pretty good job of it.
They moved in and basically shut the windows, doors. You'd see them in the vans in the early morning, getting in, and then late at night they'd come back in the van.
Did you have any suspicions whatsoever as to what is going on?
Oh, certainly, yeah. That when somebody is so standoffish, they don't want to talk to anybody, there's something beyond.
Over 30 undocumented workers are now in ICE custody, and the owner sits in a federal facility tonight awaiting jail.
Arizona's minimum wage is scheduled to change again in 2026. Starting on January 1st, the state's minimum wage will be raised from $14.70 up to $15.15. The increase is meant to account for inflation reported between August of 2024 and August of 2025. Several years ago, Arizona voters approved a ballot initiative to raise the state's minimum wage by $12 by 2020. The initiative additionally required the minimum wage to continue increasing in successive years if the local cost of living increases. Tonight, the last-minute rush to buy gifts begins. Shoppers are flocking to the malls valley-wide with just 2 more days to go until Christmas. 12 News journalist Gabriella Becerra spoke with some of those shoppers at Tanger outlets in Glendale and shares how they're spending some national shopping trends.
Just to give you an idea of how crowded the mall is tonight, it took us more than 30 minutes to get into the parking lot alone. All of these shoppers say they're determined to find the perfect gifts for their loved ones this Christmas. With only 2 nights until Christmas,
we were here on a mission.
Last-minute shoppers are stepping into the holiday spirit.
Last-minute Christmas shopping and getting gifts for husbands that are hard to buy for.
And navigating crowds to find the perfect surprise.
I found something, but I don't want to say in case he watches the show.
All for loved ones to unwrap Christmas morning.
Underwear.
Holiday sales are predicted to surpass $1 trillion, growing more than 3% over last year, according to the National Retail Federation.
As much as it takes.
The NRF reports shoppers are budgeting an average of $890 for gifts this season.
I tend to put away a little bit every year, but then Christmas comes and it's like, oh, but we need that and we need this, and yeah, you got to have fun at Christmas.
Shoppers at Tanger outlets in Glendale tell me they had a price point in mind.
I think I've spent about $1,200.
Goals around $500, $600.
But often found themselves spending even more.
Way too much.
The top gifts this year are clothes, toys, and gift cards. Most consumers making those purchases online, but with shipping deadlines long gone or too close for comfort, last-minute shoppers have no choice but to battle the crowds.
Especially for parking. Ooh, it's packed.
But they say it's all part of the holiday fun.
We're having a blast, and Merry Christmas.
Most malls around the valley are operating on holiday hours leading up to Christmas Eve, but come prepared to wait in long lines both in the stores and in the parking lots. In Glendale, Gabriella Becerra, 12 News.
All right, Gabby, thank you.